We should actually do a live script read. That actually sounds like a fucking hoot.
Welcome back to Dime Comic Bros podcast. I started the recording because Spencer seemed like he was done with his autistic over-explanation of his adventures with Bible Man in the last week. Re-adventures with Bible Man? Whatever. It's a long story. You don't want to hear it. Trust me. You're going to hear it in happy hour.
You will. Colin's not here again because it's news. He's never here.
A news week, so no Colin on news week.
No Colin on Hellboy week.
They are incompatible. We cannot have news with Colin.
It's true. It's like that shitty furniture, like compressed sawdust material and water. They just boom.
I swear, so many times when we forced him to do news, we would be talking about things, and he would be so caught up in saying, I don't fucking care, this is dumb and boring. Wait, Hellboy? Wait, go back. Start at the beginning. What'd you say? Hellboy? Yeah. Hellboy.
So Hellboy.
There's Hellboy news.
There is Hellboy news.
That's a little hint.
First...
Wait. Theme song.
Fuck you.
Why buy a comic that might cost more than a dime? Come meet the brothers who are here to waste your time.
We got our first look at Jack Kesey, I think is how you say his name, as Hellboy in the debut trailer for Hellboy the Crooked Man.
This is from IGN.com. We cite our sources because we're professionals.
We are professionals. Professional somethings.
Professionally retarded. Gosh, if that was a job, we'd make so much money.
Yes.
You get 50 cents an hour for being retarded. Done! I am retarded my whole life. I will never get smarter.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll get dumber.
We'd still only be making $12 a day, though.
Doesn't matter.
That's like what we pay inmates to go fight fires in California. That's not good.
I thought you were going to say fight each other. I was like, holy shit, that's dark.
That'd be more fun. So Hellboy the Crooked Man is a superhero horror film based on the iconic character created by Mike Mignola. It reboots Hellboy once again, this time with a screenplay co-written by Mignola based on the Crooked Man limited series and directed by Brian Taylor. I have a couple of minor gripes about the footage, but I'm actually quite looking forward to this. I'm going to list my negatives first. The color grading looks a little rough. I hate to be that guy to do the thing where it's like, why is every movie gray? But that can be fixed, and also some of the shots did look very high contrast, so I think it's just like probably not done.
Yeah, it's just still being edited.
And also, frankly, it's a really cheap movie, which contributes to the positive and the negative. Like this movie, so the previous one was like a $10 million movie, and that was like a mixed bag of visuals. This one, we don't even know how small the budget is. Like this is an indie movie, but
backyard movie.
Yeah, which is great. That's exactly what I think these should be.
And it kind of looks like it,
but that's also a good
thing. A good thing and a bad thing.
Right, like it's going to have a limited budget, but also that means that like that's also why they're doing like a short story, because they're not, like the Del Toro ones were not accurate, which is fine, but like those were way more over the top than Mike Shedd ever got. Like in terms of like its scale, I guess. Like obviously Hellboy in Hell is big, there's implications, but like the not the goofiness necessarily, but like the I don't know, the over the topness. I don't know. It's just like the camp maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Some of the shots, like the CG effects or whatever, in the trailer were either like really good or really like, wow, this is a cheap movie. Like, that's just
how it's gonna go.
I am very excited to see it.
Yeah,
because it could be really good or really bad.
Yeah, Mike's
looks like there's really good parts in a really bad movie at the very least.
At the minimum, like the director has a weird track record. This is the guy that directed Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, the bad sequel, but went hard in some moments, but also was boring. Yeah. So you can, but also he directed Crank, and Crank goes hard.
I don't know that movie.
That's the one where Jason Statham fucks a woman in the middle of the street.
It's the one. I know it's one of the 17 generic Jason Statham movies.
It's
he plays
one of the
good
guy,
ones. The bald guy,
the bald
Jason
angry
Statham guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a good role for him in that one actually, but yeah, no, it's whatever. It's a good action movie. People are complaining that Hellboy's eyes aren't yellow, which I understand, but I actually like. I'm going to defend that decision because I think, one, the makeup is a lot less than it has been on. So the 2019 one,
I thought it looked a lot like the 2019 one as far as like the face and the horns or whatever.
A little bit, but
his face is a little thinner, but that's just the guy.
But he looks like a dude, which is simultaneously a good and a bad thing because like people are like, well, But also, like...
It's not a dude wearing a Mission Impossible mask.
Right, it's just a guy wearing a couple of bits of prosthetic. Like, he's not even, like, that big. Like, he's a normal size, which you can, like... I get why you'd want to be like, well, Hellboy's supposed to be bigger, but, like...
Meh.
In terms of, like, that was one of the bigger problems
as long as his right hand is really, really big.
Exactly. Like, but, like, the big problem with 2019, in addition to a garbage script, was, like, the actor couldn't emote because there was so much fucking makeup.
Yeah.
Like, and the makeup was not great. It had problem. He looked demonic, and not in the good way. He looked like a bad guy, you know? Like, so they trimmed it way the fuck down, probably mostly for cost, but, like, he can actually express himself. It's basically just face paint.
Yep.
Like, with a couple of little prosthetics. And also, they did confirm, because there was a weird, like, non-controversy that happened, that some stupid leak from one of the retards working on it confused one of the... whatever. There's a weird AI thing. There's no AI in this movie. They confirmed that. But, like, both Hellboy and the Crooked Man are, like, entirely practical.
Yeah,
like,
I heard about that.
Yeah, like, they're not even touching them up in post, other than, like, normal color grading stuff. Like, they're not, like, digitally polishing it, which it goes... I think that's I think that's cool. Like, and that's why I like the eyes. Like, I get the yellow eyes are, like, cool, because that's part of, like, the iconography, but, like, the actor is already expressing himself. In the little bit of footage we have, it's like, wow, the guy looks like he's scared. Holy shit! Like, I don't know, that's a... You need the eyes. It's like doing the, Batman should have white... Shut up.
I can't wait for the guy on YouTube to steal this movie and digitally touch it up and see the differences, just out of curiosity.
I'm sure that somebody's gonna do it.
Oh, absolutely.
But, like, it's like, it's...
It was a bad movie, but I digitally touched it up with so much AI and...
Yeah, I don't know.
120 frames per second smoothing, and it looks so much better, guys. Look.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
For anybody.
No, somebody will, though.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I think it looks good. Even the things that I'm a little iffy on, I'm more than happy to hear out, just because at a bare minimum, like, it's a ultra low budget superhero movie, for one, and it's actually going to be at least attempting to be a horror movie, which is something.
And it's a new story.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean,
they're not going over
one that we haven't seen in film before.
Yeah. The Crooked Man is a really good story. It's a shame that the art isn't that great.
I don't think I read it.
Yeah, you did.
Is it part of the collections?
Yes.
I saw it as a separate book yesterday on the shelf, and I was like, wait a minute, have I even read this?
Yeah, there's a billion
reprints.
separate, No, it's, I think it's like 3 longer short stories stitched together, something like that.
Interesting.
It's, Richard Corbin did the art, which is why it's one of the few arcs where I think his art works for
Honestly, reading a lot of Christian word books lately, it reminds me of his art. A little bit. Just like some of the weird noses and faces, like...
I don't know what you're cooking over there.
I think there's some similarities. I'm not saying it's one for one, but it's like that style, the freaking pencil lines there, that seems like the old Hellboy stuff. That isn't mine. I'm telling you. There's some, like, over-texturization or something. There's something similar.
Oh, okay. It's similar because it was done with a pencil.
Eat my ass. From thepopverse.com.
I think we need to cover Hellboy the nanosecond it comes out, and we should make a big deal about it.
That's nice. I'm glad you think that.
Do you think that's going to be a packed viewing experience on this fucking movie? No, it's not.
Do I think that the entire country will be in civil war by the time this thing comes out, and I'll be stuck in bumfuck Alaska? Yes.
That's true.
Thank you. I thought of it myself. From thepopverse.com.
So anyways, back to my Bible Man secret.
Remember that one outtake where Bible Man says bumfuck Alaska?
Another thing I'm struggling with is how intense I want to make it, you know? I can't decide if I want him to say goddamn or not, you know?
DC is getting big on 2025, bringing a new wave of interest and fans to its comics, thanks in no small part to James Gunn's Superman movie in July of 2025. A few months back, DC announced a group of specially priced new reader-friendly collections of its greatest hits called DC Compact Comics, and now with the first few on shelves, they've announced a second wave. DC Compact Comics are $10 collections of DC's greatest hits, printed at a smaller size, which is more economical, but fits better on the shelves of non-traditional comic shelves, such as those at airports, department stores, and other locations, like your home. Shh. Here is the wave of DC. Wow. Here is wave 2 of DC Compact Comics. : May 6th of 2025. Kingdom Come by Alex Ross and Mark Waid. Absolute banger. May 27th of 2025. Static: Season 1 by Vita Ayala, Reginald Hudlin, Nicholas Draper Ivy, all hyphenated, and Dennis Cohen. I don't know this one at all.
I do!
What is it?
It's Static Shock, bro.
No fucking shit.
There isn't that much Static Shock in existence.
So it's its own character?
No, it's just it's a storyline. It's just there's only like maybe 50 issues of Static Shock over like all of time, I think. So
weird. I don't know anything about this. When did it originally come out?
I don't remember. Ages ago.
80s?
90s, early 2000s.
Wow. Early 2000s is ages ago, ladies and gentlemen.
That was 20 years
Shut
ago.
the fuck up. June 3rd, 2025, Deceased by Tom Taylor, Trevor Hairsine, and Stefano Guadiano. June 24th, 2025, Superman: Birthright by Mark Waid and Lionel Yu. What is that one?
It's a good Superman book.
Oh my gosh, you think all the Superman books is good, except for maybe that Frank Miller one. And even then, you were like, that bad.
Well, the John Byrne stuff was pretty bad, but, you know.
June 15th, 2025, Superman/Batman: Book 1 by, to be announced.
I'm assuming that's just I'm assuming it's a reprint, obviously. These are all reprints, but it's
I
probably...
think that's the reprint of,
it was like a mid-2000s run that went on for like 10 years.
I was thinking that or the one in between Final Crisis and Infinite Frontier? No, wait. Hang on, let me think.
I know which one you're talking about.
There was definitely a Superman/Batman book
There's usually one ongoing.
that it
Was very...
pertained to...
I think we're thinking of the same one.
It led from Scott Snyder into, I think it was Infinite Frontier. Scott Snyder's runs on Batman and then Justice League? I don't know.
I hope it's not that,
Whatever.
because that one wasn't that good.
June 17th, 2025, Batwoman: Elegy by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams III.
It's very good.
I don't know what that one is either.
You should get all of these.
I'm probably picking some of these up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what some of these are.
Yes.
And apparently they're greatest hits, and I know nothing.
I'm just gooning over here.
I know.
I'm just glad that they're continuing this. Those things have been selling like hotcakes.
That's good.
I don't think most comic shops have been buying them, but like they've been getting a really good reception
I
online.
saw the Watchmen one in a store. I think I saw it at Stairway.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I was like, oh, that's the thing
I've seen
that I talked about like a year ago.
Yeah, I've seen them at like Walmart.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It's cool. They've been getting a very good reception. It's not like that. It doesn't seem to be like there's like a printing problem with them. Like they're obviously lower quality or whatever, but like this is one of the things that people have been screaming about for ages is like start printing them like manga, basically. It's way more efficient and gets new people in. And also, there's more stuff that isn't just Batman. From Marvel.com, new Sentinel series sends a team of cyborg soldiers after the deadliest mutants on Earth. This October, a squad of soldiers, each one scarred from Earth-shattering superhero conflicts and upgraded with nanotechnology, are tasked with...
Does that have AI in it?
Probably.
I'll buy.
Are tasked with apprehending dangerous criminals that threaten coexistence in Sentinels. A 5-issue limited series will be written by Alex Pacanadel and drawn by Justin Mason. While the X-Men regroup in the wake of Krakoa's fall, the government revives their infamous Sentinel program under the guidance of Lawrence Trask. A mutant himself, Lawrence is cursed with visions of an apocalyptic species war and knows exactly which mutants will ignite it. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sounds like racism. On the surface, his new line of Sentinels appear to be technology-enhanced superhumans, but the truth behind their creation is darker than you can imagine. As Grey Malkin Prison becomes home to the villains they capture, the pieces fall into place for the birth of a major new enemy that will define the first year of X-Men's From the Ashes era. On sale October 9th.
I'm going to say right now, I fucking called it. They killed Krakoa just to go back to the one of 3 cookie-cutter X-Men stories. Fuck you.
I mean, kind of duh, but I don't feel like you're really calling it on that one. I feel like that's just reading the room, but, you know. I like the team.
I was really angry when I read this, because I was like, come on, dude. You killed a new idea just to go back to Sentinels and Trask.
But!
Wow.
But!
This hasn't been done before.
They're people Sentinels now.
Fuck off.
It's so funny when you actually get mad about things.
So many spoilers from Marvel.com. Spoilers! Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 0, brings Mark Spector back in surprise comic book. Spoilers!
Dude, we knew he died like 3 months ago. What are you on about?
Because of this sentence. In Blood Hunt number 4, shit happens! The tide of battle shifted thanks to the intervention of the newly freed Khonshu, who unleashed his army of past Moon Knights on the vampire hordes, including his most recent dead avatar, Mark Spector. With Mark Spector resurrected, a new phase of Moon Knight storytelling begins this October in Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 1. The new series is the latest evolution of Jed MacKay and Alessandro Cappuccio's redefining run that began in 2021's Moon Knight and continued in the wake of Mark's death in the current Vengeance of the Moon Knight series. To herald the launch, comic shops received a special surprise shadow drop variant edition of Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu number 0 this week. This unannounced issue follows up on the events of Blood Hunt number 4, and not only is it an essential chapter, it's also a perfect starting point for readers who want to jump into one of the hottest modern Marvel sagas. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu number 0 went on sale on July 3rd.
Yay!
Marvel didn't have any of those spoiler warnings, by the way.
You're so salty.
Like, obviously, he's dead, and you can't just kill a superhero. He's coming back. But it spoils all of Blood Hunt now, because you know everything up to number 4 of, what, 8?
I think it's just 4 or 5.
Oh my gosh. Like...
Plus tie-ins, but I think it's...
Great, I'm so glad I avoided everything about this fucking run.
We have to mark this in the playlist of Jacob gets emotional about stuff. The rare times. I have a separate playlist for those.
I told you, it's been a short fuse these last 2 weeks.
New Blade Red Band comic book series brings a bloody new dawn for the Daywalker. I fucking knew this shit got canceled too soon. It was suspicious. Sus. I fucking called it. A new dawn breaks for the Daywalker.
Oh, so you can call things, but I can't.
Fuck off. A new dawn breaks for the Daywalker. After being at the center of the world's greatest threat in Marvel's bloodiest event to date, Blood Hunt! All caps, underline. It's a URL. Blade's future will run red in his new own Red Band comic book series. This October, writer Brian Edward Hill, the guy who is writing the most recent run, returns to the iconic character with Marvel's Stormbreaker artist C.F. Villa, who I think was the one doing the art on the most recent run that only got to 10 issues, to launch an all-new Blade Red Band limited series. Labeled with a parental advisory and polybag to keep those weak of heart from experiencing its intensity, Blade Red Band will bring visceral vampiric violence to the page like never seen before. On sale October 9th. Yeah, I knew it was fucking sus. They called it. It's not just because it got canceled, but it's because they printed it and they clearly intended it to be an ongoing, and then they printed the first trade, which was the first 5 issues, which I talked about on this show, and then I dropped the book, and then the next 5 issues were another arc, and then they capped it. So there's 2 numbered trades right next to each other, and that's retarded. You never, almost never do that unless there's some other shit going on. That's just, otherwise it's only 10 issues. They would just put them in one book.
Back to the Moon Knight thing, it could be how I'm reading it, or not. I can't tell, and I need you to tell me. It says the new series is the latest evolution of Jed MacKay and Alessandro Cappuccio's redefining run that began blah 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 blah. Does that mean they're returning?
Yes.
What? Oh.
It's very Daredevil by Zdarsky and Cicchetto
because
coded.
I think it was I think you said the same thing about the Moon Knight too. You were like, this is kind of early for them to cap it. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. They killed him, and I was like, yeah, I don't think the team's leaving the book. That shit's actually been selling, which is rare for that character.
It was weird for them to kill it so early.
Yeah, I think it was 25 or 30 issues. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, no, the team's returning.
Yes, that's good.
And it sounds like the team is returning, or at least half the team is returning for Black Panther, which will only get another 5 issues, but whatever. Make it bloody. Holy shit, what a concept.
Black Panther?
Did I say Black Panther?
You did.
I meant Blade.
Ah.
I'm racist. I get confused, okay?
It's fine. It's good. Both things, good.
Yeah.
Good teams.
It's cool that they're actually, like, doing this imprint for real instead of it just be, like... Obviously, Blood Hunt was, like, the testing ground, but, like, clearly it's actually been received well, so they're just gunning for it. Same thing with the Werewolf by Night run as well. That's just going to be Red Band, too. It's like... They're committing to the bit. I
can't wait for my Red Band trades.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. From Marvel.com, giant-sized Star Wars finale issues make way for the next era of comic book storytelling, just like any fucking comic finale ever. Across titles like Star Wars Darth Vader, Star Wars Dr. Aphra, my love, and Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
She doesn't love you. She likes women.
Shut up. There's a chance she's bisexual.
I don't think so. But okay.
Can't. Maybe if I let my hair down.
Fair.
Fans have experienced the adventures Luke, Leia, Lando, and more iconic heroes embarked on during one of the darkest times for the rebellion and discovered the trials Darth Vader overcame during a pivotal turning point in his journey through the dark side. Now, this exciting chapter comes to an end in September with 2 oversized 50-page epics, Star Wars number 50 and Star Wars: Darth Vader number 50. Then, later this year, Marvel Comics will take readers to a different era of the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars number 50 on sale September 11th.
Holy shit, it's a 9/11 reference!
And Star Wars Darth Vader number 50 on sale a week later, 9/18.
Neat. They milked this era for twice as long as they did the last one, which is cool because all of the books have been... There seems to be a higher level of quality than last go around. From what I can gather, anyways. I haven't read all of them, but like Charles Soule did his trilogy of crossover events, and those were all really well received. And then, like, all of the runs have been more consistent in their like.
Am I being stupid? When did Jason Aaron take over, and what does this have to do with Charles Soule?
Jason Aaron wrote the first Darth Vader run.
And Star Wars.
And he did, I think, half of that run.
Oh.
So that was a while back.
I think it was 21? 2020, maybe?
Something like that. Those were the ones that were between New Hope and Empire. And then these ones have been between Empire and Jedi.
Oh, that's what I was missing.
That's why they relaunched them.
That's what I needed.
Yeah, but those runs the first time around were around 20 to 25, and then these ones are 50. That's more. But they've also seemed to stick with...
That's like double.
That's literally double.
Is it literally?
Literally.
Wow.
But I think it looks like they've actually kept the same teams for a lot longer, and I think they've been selling better. And then they had the crossover events that went over a lot better, because last time the crossovers were kind of fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader Down and Screaming Citadel were like fine. Screaming Citadel was cool, but like...
I liked both of those.
I liked them, they just weren't like...
I liked them a lot. Vader Down was really good.
They were good, it's just not like... I don't know, Charles Soule came in with a book and was like, guys, I have a big plan. We should do this shit, and then he cooked.
Screaming Citadel was pretty good, but I like Darth Vader Down a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. Obviously, they're going to make a big hootenanny about it. I am very curious, though, where they're going to go now, because... They've been milking like the main. They've been doing all of the like the limited series and the side books have been filling in holes here and there, here and there, here and there. They had like the Age of Republic and Age of Rebellion books, which were just like short stories compiled and whatever.
I know.
Now that the main Star Wars run isn't because there was.
I know what they're doing.
Let me finish. You're ruining my nut. So like. Now that they've milked the OT era about as much as they're going to, obviously they're going to keep going with more stuff.
I love ruining your nut.
Shut up. So does Rachel.
She's on.
But now that they've like the entire era of like Disney owning Star Wars, the main 2 comic runs have been during the original trilogy period. Dr. Aphra they can probably milk for a while longer, just all over the place. But I have ideas, but like I just think like general PR wise, like these are whatever they do next is not gonna sell as well.
Dave Filoni, man, sat down with the
comic nerds,
with the computer with the hat on, and he was told, listen, Ahsoka sucked. This was no good, but you want to do more Clone Wars and the Rebels, so you're getting the next comic stretch. So we're gonna take all your napkins that you wrote stories on and turn them into comics.
I doubt it. There's a possibility of that, but they've also been doing a lot of the mini-series were set during the Clone Wars era. Yeah. Like a lot of them.
Right.
A lot of them were good, too. And then they're still doing the shows and the movie in the between Jedi and Force Awakens era, which I think they still should shift into, but I think that's still where like the well of content is. Even like the most of the books have been during that type of era, but they're still, now that the trilogy's over and there's so many things that they have to keep retconning now, like I think they kind of have to bite that bullet eventually, because like I mean even Mando did that, where it's like once Rise of Skywalker came out and then we had Mando season 2, it's like, oh, we have to commit to like laying the seeds for what the dumb movies did, which they did pretty well in Mando, at least season 2 for the most part. Like that is just like the next big thing, because I don't think they're gonna be able to like push the High Republic as like the main book.
I don't think so.
They could. It would be cool. I'd be down, because that shit's going hard as fuck, and it's still like they're still going. That we're in the middle of like phase 3, and I think they never said how many they're planning. I'm guessing 5, probably. But like that's still going. The Acolyte's been able to push a lot of people in that direction, which has been cool. The book sales have gone up. I've noticed, because I look at these sorts of things because I'm weird. But like, they're probably gonna need to. It's either gonna be filling in like post High Republic. They're gonna eventually have to go back to High Republic eventually, one way or another, because they keep everything has been like recanonizing tiny little nuggets of that. Everybody kind of just headcanons all the old Republic stuff did happen, because that was so long ago it barely matters.
I think it's going to be like Clone Wars Rebels, but like in between episodes 3 and 4. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably. That is the more likely one, and that is also where they did the second Darth Vader run, was between 3 and 4. Yeah. So I just don't think there's as much there, because that's also a lot of everything else we've been getting to has been between that. Not that most of it's been bad, most of it's been pretty good, but like
the Jedi games and whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like they find like the room of like the story group at Lucasfilm is like, shit. We milked this for like 5 years. Now what the fuck are we gonna do? Because like High Republic's gonna probably keep going for like 4 or 5 more years.
You can't do sequel stuff because that shit won't sell.
No, and like
even if it's good.
Yeah, like I think they're gonna have to get there eventually. Because I mean, even I just don't know. I'm just curious. Like, what are your main, like, at least one?
They're definitely being sneaky about it. They're like, ooh, okay, where are we going?
Definitely. Well, probably just because they don't even know. But, like, yeah, like, I'm
Someone please comment with a really good guess of where we're going.
Yeah. Babe, what restaurant do you think we're going to tonight? Applebee's? Oh, you guessed. Yeah.
You've never used that one before.
I mean, I can't blame them. Like, I wouldn't want to be in that position either. Like, I'm sure that they have plenty of the writers tossing out really good ideas, but like maybe just an idea. Maybe they should pitch like the ongoing Star Wars book should be a collection of the anthologies, like not just it following your OT trio and whatever other side adventures they get on, but like maybe instead of all of the limited series being about filling in this character, this one gets a run, and you get a run, and you get a run, and you get, Mace Windu's gunning his second comic series right now, but they're only like the 5-6 issue ones. Maybe the main Star Wars book should be kind of like the From a Certain Point of View books, where then they just, what I'm saying is make it like World's Finest, basically, where it's like every 4 issues is maybe a different team, or at least a different set of characters, and then just anthology that shit. Do it like Clone Wars tried to do and kind of failed at doing the anthology thing. I don't know. That I think might sell better if you're gonna have to like. You have big shoes to fill, is what I'm saying. You have big shoes to fill, and there's a lot of random side series that are mostly all really good, but they don't sell that well because they don't push them very hard. So maybe if they smush, they go back to like the Age of Republic, Age of Rebellion type books, and then they just flesh that out, maybe.
Book of Boba Fett Chapter 2 in comics, but it'll actually be what we wanted as TV because Disney can't do anything right.
Dude, even Tamora Morrison's kind of mad about that. He's like, guys, I've been asking them to do it. They just haven't done it yet. So it's so disappointing. They definitely have something up their sleeve, but I have no fucking clue, man. I'm actually curious about something for once, I guess.
We should move on.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! From AIPTcomics.com, Vengeance is on the hunt in Spirits of Vengeance in September 2024. Oh yeah! I'm dying. I'm dying inside. This September, Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Robbie Reyes, Kushala the Hood, and more are in an ongoing series, Spirits of Vengeance, written by Sabir Pirzetta and drawn by Sean Damian Hill. The series will have anyone who calls himself Ghost Rider a target. It's finally time for Michael Balladino, thank you, to make his long-awaited return as Vengeance, aided by the likes of Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, and more. Pirzada teased. The bloody new era for the Spirits of Vengeance starts here with a shocking ending you won't see coming. Spirits of Vengeance #1 on sale 9/18/24. Oh my gosh, I'm fucking dying. My favorite shit is getting more shit. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Also, this is kind of confirming that the Hood is not getting the Spirit of Vengeance taken away from him at the end of the current run. That's interesting.
Wow.
I dig. We haven't had Spirits of Vengeance book in a while. They got a tie-in for the Blood Hunt event, and I was like, oh, are we gonna get a new one going? Yes, we are.
Ghost Rider rides Ghost so hard.
He does. This doesn't even have to be a Red Band book, because hot make the blood burn, you know?
From CBR.com, DC's upcoming Plastic Man series drops brand new preview. I tried including pictures in the script that I include in every Substack that you should go and follow, because it's cool seeing the pictures that I include when I can include pictures. But
let me guess, they saved his WebP.
No, I have a trick to get around that. The picture was too big. Google Docs didn't support it. Like, what the fuck? I really hate Google Docs with a burning passion. No, you can't right-click and paste. That's retarded. You have to do a keyboard shortcut, you fucking retard.
I overcame that problem. I don't know how I did it, but I've been able to do, like, a normal copy-paste in... I don't know why.
It's probably some plugin that some Giga Chad nerd created because Google's fucking retarded.
It's probably one of my, like, ad blockers just magically solved that problem or something.
Plastic Man will star in a new 4-issue DC Black Label miniseries this September. Plastic Man No More! Will tell a new story where the beloved Eel O'Brien's powers start giving out... Powers start giving out from the Eisner-nominated creative team of writer Christopher Cantwell and artist Alex Linz. It's a weird sentence. Described as a hard-boiled Plastic Man noir, the new series mixes full-color pages with black and white noir spreads as Plastic Man confronts his past life as a crook. As a part of DC's Black Label, Plastic Man No More! Is intended for mature readers ages 17 and older.
He's gonna have a giant cock!
He's gonna say the fuck word.
Probably.
Each issue will be 32 pages of story. DC revealed the cover art for the first issue along with a preview of the interior art showing Plastic Man working alongside Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and The Flash. Plastic Man No More! !1 goes on sale September 4th.
And then issue 2 will come out in December, and then issue 3 will come out in
September.
June. Obligatory. Damn, it's another Black Label book that isn't Batman.
I was waiting for it.
Looks good though.
Yeah,
I like Plastic Man. I don't have a lot of familiarity outside of Justice League Unlimited. Legit, no joke. Like I've read like 2 books.
I haven't even seen those episodes.
Plastic Man's great. It's cool because he used to be a bad guy.
Can you explain to me the differences between him and Mr. Fantastic?
He used to be a bad guy, and he's a wise ass.
Wow.
He's not smart. He's kind of dumb. He likes turning himself into, like, a chair and then trying to trick Wonder Woman into sitting on him. That's a joke, but you get the point. He's a literal cartoon character. Like, he is...
I was going to make the joke, and then you went there. I was like, damn.
Maybe in this book she will sit on him. I can only dream. No, he used to be he used to not just be like a bad guy, and he's like, oh, like he used to be like generic burglar number 7, and then he's like, I'm gonna be a superhero. So he's like a perpetual fuck up.
Well, that's good.
Looks cool. The preview art looks good. I don't think I've
probably as a trait. The art does look really, really good.
Yeah,
I like how
the noir
often
spreads.
It looks like he's melting. Yeah. Just like almost every single shot was like he's taking the chosen form, but also melting in the corner.
Think Johnny Bravo, but as you don't know Johnny Bravo?
I saw one episode.
Is that the crossover episode with Scooby-Doo?
No.
Damn.
It was an episode. It aired live, and he was selling his butt print, I think.
That tracks enough.
It was definitely something about a butt print.
Plastic Man is a dweeb. Like, he's not that smart. He's just he's a little confused, but he's got the spirit, you know. And also, he just has his chest out all the time because he's got a weird costume. I don't know. That's cool. I agree. I won't be buying the issues though. So hopefully they'll actually come out on time. That would be nice.
Doubt.
Yeah.
Doubt.
From comicbook.com, DC's Kingdom Come documentary movie announced with a teaser trailer. One of DC's most iconic comic stories is about to inspire a new documentary. A teaser trailer was unveiled for the Legend of
Unveiled.
Did I say unveiled?
Yes.
Damn, I'm hungry. A teaser trailer was unveiled for The Legend of Kingdom Come, a new documentary chronicling the creation of Mark Waid and Alex Ross's landmark 1996 miniseries Kingdom Come. The Legend of Kingdom Come is directed by Remzi Atassi and produced by Sal Abenadi. Okay. A Kickstarter campaign for the documentary will be launched this fall. So it's not DC doing an in-house one. Thank fuck. Because those ones are cringe. Alex Ross can take almost any person and make them into a comic fan. When I met Alex in 2016, he did it to me, says Remzi Atassi. Alex's creations tapped into the essential DNA of superheroes, elevating them to an almost mythic level. There is no better example...
What is almost mythic about Alex Ross? Tell me. What brings him down that pinch? Because he's mythic in my mind.
Because he uses himself as his frame of reference for all his characters so they all look like him. It's the most human thing you can do.
Doubt.
No, he literally does.
No. I get that, but I didn't know that just by looking at his art, and I've thought it looking at other people's art. So, no, I don't buy.
Whatever. There is no better example than his 1996 book, Kingdom Come, which is an essential graphic novel because it looks like nothing else, yet it has influenced so much. Over the course of over 30 interviews with key collaborators and industry icons, this project became a journey of discovering how deep that influence runs. The Legend of Kingdom Come is an exploration of the mad, relentless dedication that goes into producing this stunning art form and what it takes for an artist to achieve greatness. I'm hyped as fuck for this.
The teaser trailer was straight ass.
It was.
I watched it. I was like, "What is this?" That I could shit something out way better in less time.
But yeah, the trailer wasn't great, but
the movie sounds cool.
I like that it's an actual just project being taken on by randos who are like, guys, crowdfund our movie, please.
Mr. Rice, will you come talk to us about your coolest book ever?
Yeah, I don't know. I dig that a lot more because DC's been doing a lot of in-house documentaries the past few years, and like they're fine. They're just by nature of it's the police doing an internal investigation to squash their problems. They're like, yeah, we fixed it. Don't worry about it. Like,
don't worry about it.
Like, that's half of the reason why so many of these stories are so interesting is because of the weird bullshit that went on behind the scenes. And like, that's what we want to hear about. We don't want to hear the same shit we've already heard a billion times. We want new information.
Yes.
And that by kind of nature of like doing it in-house is going to squash that for the most part. So like, it's cool and expensive and shiny, but like, it's not... Like, what non-comic book fan wants to watch a comic book documentary? Right. Nobody. So you're making it for the diehards anyway. So just...
I wouldn't go that far.
Most
because,
of the time.
Like, the Toys That Made Us or whatever on Netflix, like...
Yeah, that's fair.
It's generic enough that it brings in a generic market.
I guess. I don't know. I just don't really see, like, me sitting my dad down and being like...
Yeah.
Maybe with Kingdom Come, just because I actually made him read the book.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be interesting.
A cool enough book.
You're right. But, like, outside of, like, a real... I don't know. But, like, yeah, we get, Batman documentary number 437, and it's like, this was produced by DC. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want the outside stuff. That's way more interesting.
From comicbook.com, Batman Full Moon announced by DC. DC has officially announced Batman Full Moon, as stated in the headline. A new 4-issue Black Label miniseries that will launch on Wednesday, October 9th. Batman Full Moon is from Eisner-nominated writer Rodney Barnes and artist Steven Subic, known for the Riddler Year One. I usually cut out those credits, but Riddler Year One deserves a shout out.
Shout out to my homeboy.
Yeah.
Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Really understands the character. Really spoke to me.
He's literally me.
No!
As the title suggests, Full Moon will place Batman up against an incredibly powerful werewolf whose reign of terror could have a dark impact on Gotham City. Subic will provide a glow-in-the-dark main cover for each Batman Full Moon issue, with issue number 1's variant covers courtesy of Steve Beach, Francesco Francavilla, and Mike Perkins.
We have returned to the 90s, and I love it. I will get the glow-in-the-dark covers. You cannot stop me.
And I will keep them next to my pillow so I can absorb all the radiation and die of brain cancer.
I will put them on my ceiling so I can look at them in the dark. This sounds like Batman versus
Werewolf.
Bigby from... They kind of already did this, but I don't care. I like Werewolf. Werewolf is my favorite monster.
I'm glad they made the smart decision of releasing it in October.
Holy smart decisions, Batman.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
The third issue will come out the fourth issue will come out in the summer.
September of next year.
Yeah, if we're lucky.
Obligatory, oh wow, another Batman Black Label book.
Yeah.
I had to beat you to it.
But Werewolf.
Glowing in the dark.
Then we can see Batman get werewolfed, and then he could rip the furries are gonna have a field day with this one. I'm just saying.
I really, really, really like the cover.
Yeah.
That I included in the script for the Substack. It looks so cool. So much detail. I like it a lot.
From comicbook.com, Ryan Coogler and the Batman Part 2 writer team up for new Universal movie. That's a great way to credit somebody.
This article was horrible.
Yeah.
It was talking about 3 different things in the same thought. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yes. Ryan Coogler, the director best known for helming Creed and The Black Panther, is currently in production on an untitled vampire film, which is set to star his longtime collaborator, Michael B. Jordan.
That's one thought.
Yes.
That's one movie that he's working on right now.
Yes.
Pin that.
Which does look cool, but that has nothing to do with the show. Michael! According to a new report from The Hollywood Reporter, Coogler has another project. The creative has officially signed on to produce Universal Pictures' adaptation of A Vicious Cycle. The Boom...
Oh, a vicious
circle. I'm retarded.
It's a big circle.
Because time travel!
And it's vicious.
Yeah. The Boom Studios graphic novel series that was created by Terminator Zero showrunner and the Batman Part 2 writer, Mattson Tomlin, along with artist Lee Bermejo. The screenplay will be written by Tomlin, with Coogler producing via his Proximity Media banner. I love it when comics get greenlit for an adaptation before the third issue is out!
Boom.
It has been great, though. Despite the fact that it does kind of smell like this was aiming for a movie script, I can't blame him. A Vicious Circle...
I want to admit really quick, because I did the boom joke. Boom! I have not been playing Resident Evil 7 this week, because it is fireworks week, and I don't need the jump scares in my life, as I'm playing Resident Evil 7.
A Vicious Circle will also be produced by Proximity's Sev Ohanian and Zinzi Coogler, in addition to Boom's studio... President of Development, Stephen Christie.
That was weird. Why is the president of development bringing himself so far down the ladder to be involved in this?
No clue.
Is that normal?
I don't know.
You're the studio guy of being like, studios is fucked.
True.
That smells fishy.
Well, considering that's from Boom's side of things and they're a pretty small comic imprint, probably not.
Interesting.
It's, I guess, abnormal, but I don't know. This has been one of their most high-profile projects, next to the Berserker stuff.
Yeah.
So
it seemed like
might be an obligatory credit thing.
It seemed like the supervisor being like, "Hey, you're in charge of this job. Go do this job, and I'm gonna be sitting in the background watching."
Maybe.
The fuck you doing?
Maybe they're aiming to push for more of these in the future, because we know that what is it? The new Geiger imprint from Jeff Johns, that one, whatever that one.
Yeah.
They're aiming to get adaptations of their stuff.
Right.
So like maybe that's what Boom's thinking, because I mean even Berserker's getting that. Like Berserker's getting like a tie-in TV show, and I think they want to do a movie and stuff.
Okay.
Because Keanu Reeves, duh. But like
So they just want to see like how well it does to see
Maybe.
if they can greenlight more stuff.
maybe.
Interesting.
That'd be my guess.
All right.
Boom does put out pretty good stuff, so I don't know. The project is described as John Wick meets Looper. That is true.
True.
And is a two-hander action thriller that follows assassins from the future hunting each other through time. Where issue 3? Lieber Mayho, hurry the fuck up!
He already announced it.
I know.
It's coming out
next month.
like next week.
I know.
Or
yeah.
2 weeks from now.
I just, it, like, on the one hand, I, like, have massive respect and, like, I'm happy for them because, like, that's gonna, when it's not Marvel greenlighting it anyways, that means that they're gonna get a fuck ton of money out of this, which is cool for them, but
Yeah.
also, like, it is just really annoying to announce it before the final issue is even out yet. And it's like, so were you only cooking this up to get an adaptation? Because that's kind of lame. Like,
I bet you $10 right now. $10 on the table. It doesn't look as good as Lieber Mayhew's art.
No fucking shit, dude.
You could have fucking
Say the name.
Denny behind the
Damn it.
camera.
I was gonna say Zack Snyder, but
No, fuck that guy. You could have the
tell me that wouldn't fit the aesthetic though.
yeah, probably. You could have the Doom guy behind the camera, and it's gonna be like, well, some of Lieber Mayhew's shots were better than Denny.
Well, yeah.
You get it.
It makes sense. It does make sense, though.
Yeah.
It also, just with how the story's been going for the 2 out of 3 issues that I've read.
I really hope they nail the
landing?
different feelings of the different time zones.
That'd be cool.
Like the book does.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
great.
shoot the cyberpunk thing like it's a fucking neon 80s movie.
Yeah. That was really one of the most impressive things, especially in issue 2, was like,
Shoot
I
this-
didn't know Lieber Mayho had that range. Because, like, I've never seen him do other than, like, his style, which I love. But, like, it's very distinct. Everyone knows what Lieber Mayho's art looks like. But,
Right.
like, the fact that he's actually able to, like, replicate other, like, not just, like, oh, it's Lieber Mayho doing the 50s. It, like, the other...
Shoot the 60s in black and white. I dare you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I read Luther by Brian Azzarello and Lieber Mayho, and I was like, this almost doesn't even feel like Lieber Mayho's art.
It is
like,
definitely different.
I think it's earlier in his
It
career.
was like 2009.
But, like-
he's been active, I think, since the 90s. But like his style, like blew
Yeah.
up, like
Locked
post Joker,
in,
which was like
finally. Yeah.
around that time.
Right. I want to say that a lot of it was the shadows and shading, because that was really ugly. It was like, it was blocky. It looked like somebody went in with the
It was flat.
the chisel tip Sharpie and just shaded like that, and I was like, I don't like this.
I think a lot of it's because it's flat. His style, once he started learning how to do the like really like hyper digital, like it doesn't always work for the subject matter he's working with, but
Right.
like nobody can deny that his shit looks photorealistic for a reason. You know, like it is hyper reality, but still, like once he figured out how to do like the digital backgrounds and like whatever, I don't know if he does. I don't think he does the coloring, but like whatever team that works with him to do his
Yeah.
coloring and inking. Once they sorted that shit out, it's a lot better. Who's texting me? Fuck off. Ugh, it's my wife.
The
Is this a
book
video?
is fine.
It's a video of the dog. She's playing with a puzzle.
We actually love your wife, honest.
Do we? It's
think
my
so.
it's my child with a puzzle.
He's doing better with the puzzle than you would.
Fuck off. It's true.
From comicbook.com, Watchmen animated movie trailer released by Warner Brothers. Watchmen has already made a successful successful-ish jump to live action, and now it's stepping into the realm of animation again. Today, Warner Brothers revealed the trailer for The Watchmen Chapter 1 and 2, technically. The first of a 2-chapter piece adapting the iconic graphic novel. The trailer shows off a new animation style, and from this first look, it's apparent that the project also embraces the comic stylings of the characters from the original. No release date has been revealed just yet.
It looks like shit. I am turning into Alan Moore every fucking day.
It looked cheap.
It's 3D. What are you doing?
Interesting.
What are you doing?
I didn't even catch that.
It's 3D with cell shading on it. It looks like shit.
It looks like all the latest projects.
Why? Why even do it?
Right.
Like, even if you do make it, like...
We get the squid ending, finally.
Fuck off. Dude, I actually like the movie ending, but...
I do, too.
I don't like it more, but I do like it. But,
I do like it.
Why? Why do a 3D?
Why do it at all?
True, also. Like,
another $10 bet? They're not going to include the voyage of the frickin' Black Pearl in it.
That's probably true. Dude, that was...
So, like, why?
Imagine if they do it, and then they do it in the exact same animation style as the rest of the movie. So it's fucking pointless. It just has no stylistic differences. I'm sorry, this looks like shit. I saw this thing and I got fucking mad. Like, I don't love just being Alan Moore as a young person. You know, I do think that there is validity to doing more things with Watchmen, but like...
Join us, cranky old men that hate the world.
Hey, dude, Watchmen the show was fucking great. I do like the movie. Some of the prequel comics were pretty good. I did like Rorschach. I will defend it. But, like, I do agree, you should stop on principle. What, is the movie aged so much that you can't watch that if you really want to? There's also a motion comic version of it.
I know.
So they've already done it, basically.
That's why I said it again.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Not kind of dumb. It's really dumb and it makes me mad. But this doesn't make me mad. From IGN, Batman Caped Crusader exclusive official trailer. The series is a reimagining of the Batman mythology through the visionary lens of executive producers J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Bruce Timm. Based on DC characters, Batman Caped Crusader hails from Warner Bros. Animation, Abrams' Bad Robot Productions, and Reeves' Six and Idaho. It should be Ohio, because that would be funnier. Along with Abrams, Reeves, and Timm, Batman Caped Crusader executive producers include Ed Brubaker, James Tucker, Daniel Pipsky, Rachel Rushk-Rich, and Sam Register. I don't know any of those names. Batman Caped
Except Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, I know that. Batman Caped Crusader will be available to stream exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 territories and countries worldwide. I fixed it on the go, man. Worldwide, beginning on Thursday, August 1st. So we talked about this last news when we got our first look at some still images, and this looks a fuck ton better. This shit looks so good. I was a little hesitant on those like teaser images. It looked a little cheap. But this in motion looks fucking awesome.
Abrams needs a W, to be honest. He's been
hitting some L's for a while.
Been in the gutter for a while. He needs a W.
He does. And I'm really glad that, despite the fact that Bruce Timm is taking point on a lot of this, one, do not do your weird Babs Batman ship in this. Keep your fetish to yourself, freak. Two, he's been talking about how many changes they want to make, where it's just like, yeah, we're going to like do Harley, but she has nothing to do with the Joker, and she's actually like cool and stuff, and like all the other characters that they want to adapt differently, which is cool, and like seeing them actually in motion. I like it. God, HBO fucked up so hard when they canned this, and then it got shipped over to Prime. I think that's why the article is bragging that it's available in so many countries, because Prime's available in so many countries, whereas Max is not. Something about that it just smells smug, but I respect it, because this does look really good.
Victor Zsasz needs to go cut himself. I don't know, I need a better joke.
Yeah, that tracks.
I swear,
Ooh, do you think we should cover this on the show, depending on how many episodes we get?
I don't know.
Because Colin would definitely do that. We know that.
I swear I'm the only one that has thought up that joke. I've looked for it in other places, and nobody's drawing the connection between David Zaslav and Victor Zsasz. Like, it's right there. Somebody funnier needs to take this joke and make it funny for me, please.
No, that could just be our Snake Eyes joke. It's fine.
Ugh. The Snake Eyes jokes kills me.
Yes, but it's getting a little old now. That was like 4 years ago.
Those guys, Weekly Planet, for anybody that doesn't know any better, had one of the best jokes in a long-ass time. They were talking about the day that Disney comes out and announces all their things, and they called it Disney D-Day. And Mesa was like, it's the day that Disney storms the beaches of Florida.
It's kind of true.
It was comedy gold. I was dying in the car as I was trying to drive.
That's probably not wise.
It was great, though. A fantastic experience.
Big head rush. I do wonder how many episodes of this we're going to get, because Amazon in general doesn't make series that have a lot of episodes. They usually, I think
that's true. They cap it at 12.
Yeah, I think 12 is like the longest for pretty much anything. Most of them are like 8 to 10. But because it's animated, I don't know. But even Invincible, I think, only went up to 12, I think. That is curious. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's just like a curiosity thing. Are we going to get 22 episode season? No, we're not. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get a 22 episode season, but wouldn't that be fun? We can talk about it for the next 6 months.
That's the end of the news.
Yay!
Finally, an hour later.
It's a lot of good news, though. To be fair. You know what else?
Can I? Unless you have a segue.
I don't have a segue.
Oh.
I do want a segue, though.
It's my turn.
Aren't we going to talk about the Acolyte?
Oh, fuck. Yes!
In other good news this week...
Acolyte ticked up in quality.
Yes, so we watched episode 3 through 6.
5?
No, 6.
Did I miss an episode?
So 5 was the massacre episode.
Shut the fuck up. My answer to everything lately. Did I tell you it's been a rough couple of weeks?
You've mentioned, yes.
It's been a rough couple of weeks. Where the fuck?
Episode 6 is where they have discourse after the fact.
Okay.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
You're just being
I
silly.
just had the numbers off.
So yeah, the middle chunk, and then the next time we talk about it will be the final 2 episodes.
Episode 5 was the holy fuck, this show's actually good, mostly, episode.
Yes. So aside from episode 5, we're going to put a pin in that for a second. Hey, there's other shit in here that I want to talk about other than the one episode. I still continue to be on the train that I really do like the show outside before that moment. Colin actually messaged us when he finally watched episode 5 and was like, "Oh, never mind, this show is good."
Yeah.
And I get why people are, I do understand that why people are having that reaction. I don't. I liked it before that. That's what I had a strong feeling there would be a good middle bit, but
my theory is this should have been a movie. Because of how it's been edited, it's been pretty choppy in the edits of like where they cut it and put the credits. Like, oh, fuck off. Like,
the episodes have been pretty short.
Yeah, I think this was a movie or should have been a movie.
Maybe. Would have been a long movie, but maybe I'll make a movie edit for you. How about that? Anyways.
But yeah, the episode 5 that we have a pin in felt like the Act 2 climax.
Yeah. Faux shizzle. So yeah, they find the baddies, and it turns out that there's a twist baddie, which I knew because I'm smart.
Yep.
Because the show didn't hide it that well.
Nope.
But I liked it anyways. I think this is just a me thing, but I don't need twists to be like pulled out of fucking thin air where it's like you hit it so well for me. Like I knew what it was gonna be. Like there were some seeds planted, and there's more. Like even in episode, I think it was episode 2 or 3, like. Kamir, the potion boy, mentioned Jedi putting in memories in your brain or whatever, and it's like, that's a drop. That's specific.
I missed that entirely.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing because there's clearly some memory fuckery going on.
That's a secret tool that we're gonna use later.
Yeah, I don't know. I do get why people aren't like super into it. I am. I'm sorry. I like the big flashback episode where we get lesbian space magic. I like the witches. I like that they're also not the Dathomir witches because in a giant fucking galaxy, there's got to be more than one sect of witches. I'm sorry. I like their explanation of the Force. The thread thing makes sense because there's every like different group of people describe the Force differently, and I liked it. The child acting was okay.
Overlong.
It did feel a little slow, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the acting. The child acting was okay for child acting anyways. Like, I don't know. It went exactly where I thought it was going to, but
yeah,
I liked it, and I like that they're going back to the dude influences, and they're continuing with every fucking Disney project to be like, hey, the Chosen One, kind of bullshit, ain't it? Not like George wasn't doing that himself, but like they've really been like doubling down on this. And I argued with Colin about this for a while because like we kind of have the same opinions, we just express them differently. It's like me arguing with my dad.
I'm both kind of glad and kind of bummed that I missed that argument because I want to hear this show thought out a little bit better than my own thoughts, but there was also probably a lot of cringe.
Oh, there was always cringe.
Between the two of you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know.
But there's lesbians! Yeah, but there's lesbians! Yeah, but there's lesbians!
Yeah, but there's lesbians! Yeah, I don't know. I like them.
Yeah.
And then we had gay sex. I don't know. It did feel like it was. I think it was one of the longer episodes runtime wise, but I liked it. I continue to like the characters quite a lot. I still find it pretty impressive how well they've been able to shoot the lead actor, whose name I cannot remember, playing two roles. There's been a couple of sequences where I am doing the like, they're doing movie magic right now, where they're doing shot, reverse, shot, reverse, shot, reverse. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. But like, for the most part, I've been pretty impressed with how well, I think they're non-binary, but whatever. The actor's been able to like flip back and forth between I feel like the code switching for the two characters has actually been done pretty well. They do feel like two distinct people, for me anyways. And that's why the younger ones...
It wasn't made better by the bad one
going in disguise,
giving themselves the same haircut and pretending to be the good one.
Yes.
And they do a switcheroo, and it's like, well, fuck. I was kind of struggling to keep you two apart, and now you're trying to beat the...
Yeah, I did like that moment, though. I did like... another cringe-ass people whining about retarded things. They're like...
No, I don't care about that. I don't want to get into that. But I was
I get what you mean,
fine until they were like... So you were having a hard time. Watch this. And it's like, fuck you. Like,
that's fair. I don't know. I feel like it also makes sense to then have them as children portrayed by two different actors. Also, frankly, because I just don't think a child actor could pull that off. Frankly, I'm sure that was the logic on that. They're like, we can't expect a kid to do this. But like, I don't know. I really like that. Yeah, episode 5. That shit went hard as fuck.
There was a purple lightsaber, and I came in my pants.
There was also
a yellow
forearms,
and then I came again.
There was a lot of forearms. I can't not be horny, okay? I have multiple theories in general because I'm smart, and there's multiple episodes to fester on. So yeah, episode 5 went hard as fuck, and then I also like that episode 6, when they're following up on the massacre, just has a hard cut to like dead bodies. It took me by surprise, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's a dead child!" No, so that was pretty cool. I like that. That went pretty cool.
They killed Daphne Keene.
They killed a lot of people. They killed my baby girl. No.
Which one?
True. Daphne Keene. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like Jackie quite a lot. Also, yeah. The stranger just snapped fucking.
What's his face's?
Fuck, what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Fuck, I like that character. Yord, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just snapped his neck. Brutal.
He was asking for it.
Kind of.
He was being a cock and ball.
He was a cock and ball, but I liked him. And then also an unnamed Jedi number 4. An unnamed Jedi number 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. I don't know. I really liked the imagery that they did with the dust to like represent, like when they had like the weird explosion thing and it looked like blood. I really liked that. That was really fucking cool. The duel, it's like...
Daphne Keene's kill was very strange, turning the lightsaber on and off 3 different times. That's very unique, and it seems...
it's a particular lightsaber style. What? They're recanonizing legend shit. So this is actually a thing. I'm not joking. I swear on my life. This is a thing. So it's like style number 9 or whatever. I don't remember the name for it. It's like one of the forbidden ones. It's a thing that Sith used to do, where it's like when everyone's like, why don't they just turn their lightsabers on and off and like stab each other in the face? Like, that's what he's doing. When he's just turning it on and off at random moments to start like it's dishonorable fighting basically. And also yes, brutally murdering a teenager. Oof.
Yeah, why not?
And then calling her an it. Oof. Big oof. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but the actor who plays Soul really... Every episode he's been pulling his weight, but like, holy shit. Sure. In that episode especially, he went really fucking hard.
More cringe arguments of being cringe is like, he doesn't speak English, no fucking shit. He's doing a fantastic job. I really like his performance.
He's really good.
There's
and
so
he's
much behind the scenes.
He's really good in episode 6 too.
Yes.
Like they actually let it breathe.
Yes.
It's like 45 seconds of just like watching him like sit there. I love that shit. It's so good. I really like The Stranger. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
I really liked... That was a thought. I remember now. I remember. I liked in episode 6 when the bad guy was talking about his helmet. And he's like, no, I'm not doing a Kylo Ren. I'm wearing one of those helmets that they gave us in the Jedi training that blocks our senses so that we have to just use the Force. I was like, holy fuck! Yes!
It makes the whole duel even more impressive. He's basically doing it blind.
So good!
So fucking cool.
It's not a Kylo Ren. I'm so glad.
It is, but also it is not. Because, like, it is... They did use his theme in Episode 5, which was... They explicitly stated, yeah, there's a reason for that, but we're not telling you yet because the show's not over.
Whack. I didn't know that. But no, it was just like... Kylo Ren just wears a helmet to look cool, to look like his granddad or whatever.
He's a loser.
It's like, fuck you. Like,
no, I love that, because he's a loser. The character is not unintentional. Like, it's intentionally, he's a fucking loser.
I get it.
But
I don't like the loser.
But the stranger is cool.
The stranger, is, like, has a lore reason for it.
Yeah.
Ah!
Also, the helmet is just cool as fuck. The fact that, like, his entrance of just, like, floating down was ominous as fuck. That was real. That shit went really hard. But, like, also... down. Yeah, it does float down. It floats down here, too. My dick does not float.
Oh, you went with an It reference. I was going with a Zero Lenny reference.
Just the fact that the way they act it, like the designers like describe the helmet as like, we saw it in the marketing a little bit, but like seeing it actually in motion is it's like it's supposed to look like a fucking smile. It's so cool.
No shit.
It's fucking awesome. It's so cool, and this, especially even when he's not wearing it. Whereas like another actor who's done like real. I looked into this afterwards because I tried not to spoil the show for myself. The lead writer / showrunner basically wrote this role for the actor. Like she wanted to get him like she was gonna rewrite the role for a different actor if he didn't take the job.
Weird.
Like he's been again another person doing really good code switching of like he has very distinct. I'm in different mode now, you know, and I don't know. I'm very impressed by that. It's not just I don't know. It doesn't feel like wow, look, plot twist villain. It's like oh shit, no, like everything we've been seeing so far has been a performance, but also he's a Sith, so he's also still kind of performing, but very different. I don't know. I really dig it. I also like we don't know his name yet.
Also,
I have also, yeah.
Possible first time we had an unexposed peener.
Of course you'd mention that.
In Star Wars? Because he just walks out of the water like, the fuck you gonna do about it? Oh, that's what I thought. Let me put my clothes on. Like, what a dick.
That was so good. So the cortosis was cool as fuck. I knew what it was before they said it. It's another EU canonization thing. Technically not actually EU canonization because I have used it before in current canon, but just not very much. I don't know. I like it. I like the unknown planet they're on. Someone I saw, I think on Reddit, was like, it does seem pretty similar. It's not the same, definitely, but it does look similar enough to Octu from The Last Jedi. And I like the idea that someone floated of like, what if this planet that we thought was a Jedi planet and the Sith think it's a Sith planet is actually just like, it's just a planet, but like they both have like different names for it.
Weird.
I don't know.
That's cool.
It's not what it's gonna be,
Leave
but
it
it's
to you to find a Reddit theory.
Yeah, I know. Like it's. I don't think they're doing that. I liked the idea. I thought that was neat. But like, I also like that it's just unnamed planet. There have been because basically, if I'm doing my chronology correctly, this is almost certainly one of basically Palpatine's granddaddy's apprentices. Basically, if you look at the chronology, it's kind of confusing because again, we have the Legends canon distinction, but like with what we know that Plagueis was not the only apprentice of Teneribus, who he's a Bith, the weird penis head looking guys. Whatever.
My eyes glazed over.
We know a lot more about the chronology of like the Sith lineage than you'd think we do, basically. But like, there's a lot of speculation, and I am right there of like wondering if he's not. I don't think he's the only master in the situation. I think I agree with most people that I think there's probably somebody above him. Because obviously we're not just...
the typical Sith twist.
Right, because we've already had... He wanted... But he didn't describe May as like an apprentice. He described her as, you know, the titular acolyte. He wants like a weird religious follower. He doesn't really want like... It sounds like a necessary distinction because I don't think he's the master in this. I think there's somebody bigger behind him who just doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Also, another thing that I'm thinking... that I wanted to tell you, I think all of this is going to get blamed on Soul. I think that's going to be the out of the... I think because based on, especially episode 6, with the way that the investigation is looking, it looks like closing up loose ends is the smell I'm smelling. Which is weird because we actually know... what's her name? Fuck.
The bald green lady?
Yes. She's a character from the High Republic, and she's been written about many times before. So it's a weird character switch
so
up.
you know she's going to stay.
Yeah, but it's been like 100 years. Her species lives forever or whatever. So like it's been a very long time since we've seen her or heard from her because it was the High Republic stuff was like her as a Padawan and whatever. So it would, I guess, kind of suck to be like actually she's gonna become basically a part of the rot of like ignoring things. But like Soul's not helping himself because he like turned off his transponder and is like kind of going rogue. He's being based as shit, but he's not making the image look good. So I have a strong because even the apprentice that's with her is like, oh, do you think Master Soul did this? And she's like, no. I have a strong feeling they're gonna pin the whole thing on Soul and he's gonna get like excommunicated or die.
Excommunicado.
Yes, because like we know that the Sith continued to exist. Like that's the whole fucking point of the Phantom Menace is like they never actually went away. They just were quiet and the Jedi didn't know about it. But like we can assume based on this information now that we know where it's like people probably covered something up.
I could be in the wrong here.
You're always wrong.
Shut the fuck up. I'm always wrong until I'm right. Am I right? I remember certain moments from episode 6, but I definitely got lost on who was what as far as Osha and May or whatever. And I didn't pay it 100% attention. And so I remember the bald green lady being pretty fucking stiff of a performance.
I think that's the character.
Very uninterested, and it could have been the character, and that's what I was getting at, is like, maybe it's just like the portrayal of the race, or like how she is as a character or whatever, but I don't remember if it was that or just a bad performance.
I mean, it could be both, but yeah, from what I can gather, again, not being completely caught up on High Republic stuff, is she's a weird character in general, but like, especially because she's been portrayed by so many different writers in different time periods.
Yeah.
It's also seemingly implied that the stranger is probably like an old apprentice of hers, which it looks like the twist they're going for because they have the very explicit, oh, look at the lightsaber whip. Oh, look at those marks on his back. That's weird. I have another second theory on that one.
Ugh, this episode's very long.
Maybe they're Sith lightning scars instead. I don't know. I think they're going to go with the obvious choice. It's just like a thought that I had.
Wow.
Because we also know that she had a different apprentice that's clearly not him. I looked into this. Like, she did have another one previously that's definitely not the same character. But it's been 100 years, so she could have had another one, by all means. They're not retconning stuff. They're just writing new material. But it would make sense why she has a personal, I'm going to go clean up this mess so nobody knows about it thing. Because that would be a her fuck up, you know?
Well, speaking of fuck-ups.
Oof.
Haha.
Damn.
I'm talking about your ex.
The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead.
Oh, you're not joking! Fuck! I thought you were joking! No!
Book 1, written by Robert Kirkman and illustrated by Tony Moore. This came out a long-ass time ago.
Like 2009.
2004, this says?
Holy shit.
It is the first 12 issues. It's got a hard cut in the middle of those. So after issue 6, it's got a hard cut and it says book 2. These have been reprinted so many times. This is the tall, regular width hardcover with like mostly black and white artwork, but one solid color hidden amongst
Among Us
the black and white art
Among
to
Us.
Identify which volume this is. So this is the first one. So this is with
Red.
the red.
Oh, it's so smart!
This is the opening to The Walking Dead. The first 12 issues. The cop wakes up in a hospital and he goes, what in the fucking... And he walks around town. The first issue goes hard. It's mostly silent. And he's just trying to figure out what's going on. He's confused and he's scared and he's lost and doesn't know what happened and how he got here, and there's weird shit that he encounters, and he survives it, and he finds the survivor camp. I really, really like the first issue.
They say fuck a lot.
Shh. I really like the first issue. That really helps sell the series. It's really artistic. It really has, not jump scares, but like, it's got really solid shocks of like, what is happening. If you just pick this book up without knowing anything about The Walking Dead,
Hard to do in this day and age.
Yeah, seriously. Like, even me living under a rock, I know about The Walking Dead. But still, this first issue is really, really good.
The other 11.
After that, it spirals into, not an investigation, but like a study of like how to survive in the zombie apocalypse, how to have community and not distrust each other, and like an investigation of like not like loving your neighbor, but not like being so paranoid and up your own ass that you just shoot anybody else on sight. Like how to have community and also survive in a hardship.
Yeah, it's like the premise of the whole thing was like the alive ones are actually the scary ones.
Whoa.
Because they are the Walking Dead!
Whoa.
I'm so smart. You really should watch the first season. Just the first season. It's only like 6 episodes.
I saw the first episode or 2.
The first episode was so fucking hard.
The same fucking problem that I had with this book. It spirals into so much fucking he said, she said, high school drama. Oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. Shut the fuck up. Oh my gosh. By the end of the book, I was skimming so much of like, you know, your wife was cheating on you while you were in a coma and everybody thought you were dead. Oh my gosh, how do you feel about that? Shut the fuck up. I honestly don't know if I'm going to continue reading this because the high school drama is so cringe.
Oof.
Ugh, that's the shit I hate in, like, anything. In TV shows especially, is cringe dialogue of like, ooh, your fucking neighbor looked at you sideways and said that your grass is a little shade of brown instead of green. Who the fuck cares? Just awful drama dialogue makes me run so fast. I don't care if it looks good, if it's a good story. Shit dialogue turns me off. Like the dead granny zombie from The Shining. Like, get out of here. No.
It makes you drier than the Sahara Desert.
Makes me have so much riz as Matthew McConaughey rolling a booger.
I don't know why that's so funny. Big oof.
I really like the contemplation or the consideration that went into the story of like, how would you survive a zombie apocalypse? What would you do? If this was real, like, how would you react? You would try to find some friends, you would give everybody guns, but then you would have to find food, you would have to find shelter, like basic ass things for survival, and how to rebuild
society.
I almost got
Batman
saying the cringe word. There was a lot of thought that went into that, and I really appreciate that, especially because it was almost 20 fucking years before COVID. The zombie apocalypse thing almost came back because of COVID, because everybody lived through like all of these scenarios and went, holy shit, people talking about this in the early 2000s. It's so relatable. Oh my gosh. But this is like so long before that. It's really, really interesting to think that through so thoroughly, before having anything relatable to it. But,
Where by? How much by?
cringe. I bought this a couple of years ago, during COVID actually, in a used bookstore while I was on one of my top secret missions.
Was that the one with your Russian girlfriend, or no?
I think it was. The Canadian girlfriend.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
The Princess of Canada.
Oh, right. She talks to the mooses. She controls the Mises.
The bugs have been awful.
You get like heat craze. It's so funny. This is what I'm like on the inside. I'm just too lazy to move.
I bought the first 5 of these volumes, the tall hardcovers with the one color with the black and white, for $5. It was like right around within months of them announcing that they were going to release the recolored versions of The Walking Dead. I think it was a couple of months before they announced it. And to be honest, I haven't seen those recolored versions. I don't know what happened to that.
They've been printing them. I think they're just only in issues right now.
Just don't see it anywhere.
I just don't think I think the first couple of issues got a lot of like headlines, and then it just quickly died off.
Just dropped off.
Because they're still, unless I'm mistaken, I think The Walking Dead is still ongoing. I think, don't quote me. So I think it's just like it's been put in the Walking Dead section as like they're slowly going through back issues.
I honestly would have expected them to just take like one of these trades or whatever and release it that way as a colored version instead of going issue by issue.
You can milk the money.
Yeah, fuck off. Like Walking Dead, the TV show, was dying by the time they announced the recolored versions of the comics.
Oh, it was dying 4 years before that, buddy.
Well, whatever. You would know better than I would.
I would.
But still, like...
Oh, he's a fire buggy!
Dude.
Oh, dude!
With fireworks happening, during Freedom Week, I went outside to see if I could see any of the fireworks that I could hear, and I couldn't see any fireworks, but there's lightning bugs everywhere. It's like when you stand up too quickly and you see stars. That's what it's like stepping outside onto my porch looking at the lightning bugs. It's crazy.
I'm gonna put them in a jar.
I'm gonna eat them.
Oh.
Then I will shit lightning.
No, I'll shake them up and it'll be like a light snow globe. You can just like it's like you put like 50 of them in a jar and then you can hang it from a light. Like from a string, and then you can make like string lights. I'm using child movie logic.
I want to say there's a movie,
probably
a cartoon,
probably
that like had lightning bugs in a jar and shook them.
Probably.
And I don't remember what it was. What did you do this week?
So
Please,
I also
wrap this issue up.
So I also got a book that kind of involves zombies, but not really. From a used bookstore, Bull Moose, but it's still a used bookstore, sort of. I read Graveyard Wars, Volume 1, which is, I believe, the first 6 issues. And so far, only issues, which I'm very actually disappointed about. Basically, so it's written by A.J. Lieberman and illustrated by Andrew Sebastian Kwan. I had never heard of either of them. I think Lieberman works with Image a bunch or whatever, and has worked on like some TV shows or whatever. I picked it up because it looked cool. So the focus is on a set of twins who are like in their early 20s, and their family lineage can connect with ghosts, basically. So there's two, the plot is way all over the place. There's two groups, I guess. You have your good guys and your bad guys, and they both find people and recruit people who have this weird connection with the dead. So they're the good guys are called like caretakers, like caretakers of a graveyard. Like they all like work on like a graveyard,
Okay.
And they go pick up the dirt of the person who's buried there, and then they can connect with the skills of that ghost. So like, everyone has their like special interests in life, and then when you're a ghost, you're basically boiled down to that, and then people can use your soul to gain your skills. So you can pick up the Kung Fu Master's dirt, and you can now if you know how to do it correctly, you can then channel his abilities to use Kung Fu. You also obtain all of his memories and lived experiences, which can cause a lot of emotional damage. It's very convoluted world building, and I fucking love it. It's fucking awesome. So the plot basically follows these twins learning that they've had these abilities their whole life, and their parents were part of the good guy organization, but maybe the good guy organization isn't that so good because it's filled with like bureaucracy, and maybe it killed their mom when they were kids. They don't really know. It's confusing. Their dad is kind of a piece of shit. He literally hits them. They just flat out do domestic abuse in this book. But it's when they're adults, so it's a little bit less yikesy, but whatever. So their dad is like gruff, I lost my wife 20 years ago and I can't even, like he tortures himself by like having her dirt and then like because he can't, it's a really over the top book and it's not that serious, but sometimes it does kind of get you with like a good gut punch. Cause because he's starting to forget what his wife sounded like, what she smelled like, like those sorts of basic human things that your memory just loses over time. He decides to relive her life basically by using her dirt like every night. So he just fucks himself up every day.
Honestly, that was the most compelling thing that I got out of the Dark Tower was you've forgotten the face of your father. Like, eventually, my dad's gonna die. And that shit's gonna hit hard of like you can only live with photographs of people but you're not gonna remember like actually living with a person and seeing that person like in all their fine details or whatever. Like that was actually really good out of a Stephen King book. Holy shit.
All we see of stars is their old photographs.
I don't know what you're doing, but you're being weird.
It's a Dr. Manhattan line. It's a callback to earlier when we talked about Watchmen. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so whatever. The two organizations are fighting because, of course, they are. They're occult organizations that hide in plain sight. Blah blah blah. It's Hunter is the girl, and the boy is I can't remember his name.
The boy is a dude.
He's a dude. He got thrown in the nut house because apparently he aced a quiz in school or whatever, and I guess was accidentally using his like unknown abilities or whatever. So his dad gaslit him for like his entire life basically, and was like, "Nope, you're insane. You're gonna go in the insane house."
Do you think the dude nuts in the nut house?
Probably. So there's this weird family tension and resentment and whatever. They discover these things. They almost die. Some of their friends almost die because they're targeted by the bad guys, blah, 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 blah. And then they end up getting trained by their mom's dad, who has a bad relationship with their dad. He's typical father-in-law. You basically killed my daughter. I hate you, you piece of shit, whatever. But he's also a caretaker. So they try to reactivate their latent abilities, and they suck at it, and whatever. And then there's a bunch of fucking cool-ass plot twists, and the book ends. And I don't think it's getting more issues, and I'm really fucking mad about it, actually. It's very clunky. Like, this is genuinely passion project clunky. Like, this means the world to the people working on it, and it's not the best thing in the world to everybody else reading it, but I really respect it, because, like, this is clearly, like, I had a cool fucking idea, and I'm gonna make it.
Oh, so it's like your Bible Man script.
Yeah, exactly! So, like, I relate to it. Like, it's just... It is very trope-heavy, it's very clunky, it's very exposition-heavy, but it does have a lot of passion put into it, and there are really good moments. There's genuinely good tension in the story. There's good action. It's well thought out. So illustration-wise, it's very... it's a little cartoony, and it's also very square and blocky, and it's also only colored in hues. So you'll have... In this room of this house, everything is shaded with orange or blue or whatever. So it's basically black and white.
I like that.
I do really like it. It doesn't seem to have a rhyme or rhythm to it, which was kind of disappointing, but it kind of reminded me of how the colorists and inkers do Francisco Francavilla's art, where it's almost always colored in like one or two colors, like extremely harshly. And I really like that. In general, the faces are really distinct. Again, another massive, I've mentioned this a lot recently, but like another thing for any art style, even if I don't like it, is if your faces make sense, I can follow it. And for a lot of fucking characters in this, the characters all feel distinct enough from each other, but also they feel like they all follow the same stylistic tendencies. So that's pretty cool. Also, the action is pretty fucking cool. So what they'll do is say Mr. Dadman is on a motorcycle and he's channeling his, I don't know, like biker gang dude bro energy, and when he's using that like character's that ghost abilities, it'll overlay like the ghost like doing the action in a contrasting color. So if you have a blue page, it'll be an orange ghost or whatever like that. So it's like a translucent little overlay. It actually looks really cool in the book. I was really impressed because I don't know how the fuck I would do that. Like, just in terms of, like, overlapping your art. So I would get mad about covering up my own art if it was me. Like, I don't know. It works really well. So, you know, they'll in a fight sequence, they'll transition between, like, 18 different ghosts that they've had, and they'll switch from the guy who knows how to use guns. You can use, like, ghost guns and shit. It's fucking insane. It's really cool. This came out in, like, 2020 or 2021, I think. And I can't find any more information about it online. I believe it was published by Dark Horse. It's one of the larger other ones. It's not Image, so it's either like Dark Horse or Boom or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That you exclude Image.
Image books stick pretty well because Image is not an independent company anymore. They're fucking huge. Like, they're not big two size, but they're not like a little third publisher. Like, it's fucking Image. They're huge.
Weird. I didn't know this. I always put Dark Horse and Image like side by side in my brain.
Image is like 4 times bigger.
Wow.
Like scope and like money. They're huge. But yeah, it's some other smaller company that I just don't know very well. Which is cool. It's a chunky book because it's 6 issues. I think they're all 22 pagers.
McFarlane is Dark Horse, right?
No, McFarlane is Image.
Is Image? Okay.
He's one of the many guys who went to Image.
That's
or
too bad.
founded Image, I guess. Yeah, like, I didn't love it, but I really liked it. Yeah. Even if it has, like, objective negatives or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
This is just one of those books, like, I jive with. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. You know,
This is my shit.
it's my shit. Even, like, if sometimes it's really clunky and kind of weird, and sometimes the art's not 100%, but, like, it does really feel like 2 lower level comic guys just came up with a cool idea and just made it.
That makes for a great segue.
But it ends on a cliffhanger, and I don't know if there's more issues coming. And it's really, it turns out the boy knew the whole time it was fake gaslighting. I can spoil this for you because you probably won't read it. He knew it was a plot. It was a ploy. The whole thing was a deception, and I don't know what the fucking finale is. It makes me very upset because I was reading this at work and I was getting really fucking going and going and going and going and going. I was getting really fucking invested, and then it fucking ends. And I was on the edge of my fucking seat, proverbially. I was standing, and I don't think
And
it's
then
getting.
you just scream at the ceiling and walk out of work.
Pretty
just, like,
much.
Fuck this place.
Dude.
My comic book ended too soon.
Yeah, because I went and looked at it and like
You can fucking fire me. My comic book ended too soon.
dude, seriously, like I don't think they've put out any more issues, and I don't think it got announced. It says volume 1, but it's the only one, and it makes me sad. Like, it not just because I enjoyed it, but because, like, imagine you work on your passion project, you finally get it fucking published after COVID, the fucking nightmare realm for comics. That was horrible there for a minute.
I'd say during COVID if it was 2020.
It was around there, whatever. You work. I think it got published after COVID, or like it was whatever.
Yeah.
Like after the at least American closures, anyways. But like, and it got fucking canned.
This makes for a great segue.
I bought it for $5, so it was a fucking banger for $5. This makes a great segue.
This makes a great segue. I read W0 RLDTR33.
World Tree.
Shut up.
I can speak nerd.
You've been in the Matrix?
I am the Matrix.
Shut up. This is written by James Tynion the
Oh, my daddy.
4th and arted by Fernando Blanco and Jordi Belair.
Is it good?
Violent crimes is happening.
Is this America?
Someone's brutally murdered, violently, and a couple of friends say, holy shit, it's happening again. They play the pronoun game.
I love the pronoun game.
They get together while other violent, brutal massacres happen, and they keep happening over and over and over again, and it's spreading like a contagion. And it turns out these friends unlocked the secrets to the mystery of the unknown underworld, not really dark web, but kind of like the dark web, but it's the underdark web. It doesn't exist, but it does. And it might not have even been made by humans. It comes from somewhere else.
James Tynion really likes fucking aliens, by the way. And also fucking aliens.
And then there's this naked lady that walks up. I can't even.
But is there bush in the comics?
Yes!
Yes!
And then there's this naked lady that walks around everywhere through the whole book naked and kills non-stop. Just kills everybody she encounters. And
she's like the owl lady from Under the Silver Lake.
Kinda. Until the final issue where she's brought into the room with all the friends, and the bad guy says, this is my hoe, she's naked, she's killing people, and, the premise is, these friends, back in the day, found the Underdark web, and they said, never again, we can't do this, it's too dangerous, because anybody that found it caught a virus, a digital virus in their body and became like sick and killed uncontrollably. And so they were like, no, we're going to put a cap on it and like shut it down. And now this virus is spreading again, and the naked lady is spreading that virus again.
So it's like It Follows.
It ends on a cliffhanger.
Oof.
However, it's getting issues right now. It's up to, I think the first trade goes up to issue 12, and I think they're up to like issue 15 right now, something like that. I don't know. This is volume 1, and I'm not buying the issues. I'm buying trade volume 2, because fuck you. It's the same story as Department of Truth. I'm just not gonna buy it multiple times. The art was really, really good. It was really messy. It showed the digital virus that humans caught in a really, really interesting way. It was really violent. It was really gross. There was a lot of sex. There was an incredible amount of sex in this book.
James Tynion likes fucking aliens.
Yeah, but usually he's like, and then they do the sex in like a tasteful way, but he actually shows that they do the sex in this book.
Oh, they do the
like quite graphically. I took a picture and sent it on Snapchat. It was like, yeah, I read James Tynion books for the plot, and it was a big penis in the picture. I was really proud of that snap.
This is the only way I will get dick pics from you, apparently.
It's true.
Disappointing.
It's the only way you're gonna see dick. And anyway, this was a really good book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I bought it for cover price of like 14 or 15 bucks, just on a whim because I saw James Tynion. Any book he writes, I swear, is good. Probably. I'm waiting for Spectrograph to wrap up, but it's looking pretty good. I can't wait for volume 2 to try to understand what the heckin' is going on.
Damn, bro. That shit crazy.
It was weird. It was wacky. It was fun. And there's a what do they call it? An alternate reality thing connected to it. The final frame is the truth lies in worldtree.net. And I was like, what if? And I Googled it, and it exists. And what you meet right up front is a password, and you have to figure out what the password is to get in. I didn't even figure out all the passwords.
I love like old school like 2000s like fake website shit. This is like the Halo 2B stuff.
It's ruined because Reddit exists,
True.
and that's how I figured out the first password. Is just looking at Reddit. I tried so many things on my own. I was like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna figure it out, and then I couldn't. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go to Reddit. But then it's followed up with so many other password pages. And I guess not even all of them have been figured out yet. So it's ongoing, and it's really cool, and it's fun, and I like it.
James Tynan is giving you the password to his laptop.
I don't think so.
I bet it is.
I tried Big Dick Giga Chad, and it didn't work.
Damn. The next password will be password.
I tried that one, too.
That old AR stuff is so good. That is the problem with like modern internet is like that stuff can't exist.
You can't have fun.
Own. Yeah, it like there has to be solutions everywhere, and everyone has to be writing about it all the time. You can't just have like a random website that's just like there.
To be fair, the first password was really difficult. It's like I probably never would have guessed that.
I bet there's ways to figure it out in the issues. I'm sure someone's made a Reddit post about how they figured it out. Is it just like guesswork? Seriously? That's insane.
I would wager it's title and last name of a character whose last name is only said once or twice.
Weird.
And it's written in internet jargon.
Weird.
Like the title of the book is.
Strange.
But like even I was trying characters' names and last names and whatever, and I was on the right path, but you had to say Mr. or Mrs. or whatever in internet jargon before their last name. Like, I think it was guesswork.
Weird. Strange things are happening to me, ain't no doubt about it.
Wrap us up. Let's go.
I read...
a 2-hour episode.
Shut up. Sometimes those are good episodes. I read Daughters of the Dragon, Deep Cuts. Deep Cuts in my colon.
Is this a Game of Thrones reference?
No. It is... So, you know Colleen Wing from Iron Fist?
Yep.
And you know,
no, I don't.
Misty Knight from Luke Cage.
Oh, yeah.
They're buddies.
Whoa.
Which you kind of see in the TV shows a little bit.
Not really.
Not much. A little bit in Defenders. People have whined about the fact that those two characters kind of carried those shows, which is correct, and that they should get their own spinoff, which is also correct. They're a duo, like, in the books.
People as in you.
Not just me. Nope, not just me. You can look it up. Fuck you. But yeah, they're like a duo in the books. In addition to like our whatever books we're in, we'll have cameos in. But also like they're like it's like 70s-esque like oh fuck, what's the term? There's a term specifically for like this subgenre of like weird shit, and I can't remember what it's called.
Exploitation.
It's like a form of like blaxploitation, like filmmaking sensibilities.
Damn, I was right.
Sort of. There's a specific name for it. I just can't remember what it's called. But where it's like you have basically black people in kung fu. There's a particular term for it. I just can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's basically what like these characters do, and that's cool as fuck. I like that shit.
It's mostly cool, except
when it's not being done in racist ways.
Exploitation and racist ways.
Well, yes, but when it's being done by black people, it's cool as fuck.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Basically, yeah. So it's whatever. It's like 70s tinge kung fu action flick stuff, whatever. They're investigators and they punch people really hard and they have swords and stuff. This was written by Jed McKay, a favorite of mine, with art by a few different people. Foreman and Vasquez, I think, were the two pencilers. This was one of those weird Marvel books that they put on their digital imprint first and then put in print. So it came out in 6 chapters, which were then released as 3 print issues, and then were put in a trade. You can find these books very easily because they have a different binding than the rest of the Marvel books. They'll say like Marvel graphic novel, and then like or whatever. Like it's like a digital first book or whatever, which is fine. I liked most of them. Basically, Misty gets a job at the FBI instead of just being like a PI or a cop or whatever. And they get wrapped up in a mystery about one of their old enemy's daughter or whatever. This wasn't very good, which is kind of disappointing for me because I really like Jed McKay and I like this type of story. It is very cornball, over the top. yeah, they're going to say quips while they're kicking the shit out of you, but, like, it's not weird. I don't know. I like it in concept. I like the characters. I just didn't love this book very much. And it's also one of the only, few books that these characters have had together. They're an ongoing dynamic on the side. That's why they have a title, Daughters of the Dragon. It's a whole thing. But also they just don't get books very often. And this one wasn't very good. The writing was fine. Like, the dialogue was solid. Jed McKay is really good at writing, like, character dialogue. It was funny. There were plenty of good jokes. It just... The plot was pretty haphazard, which I was not a big fan of. It also tied into S.H.I.E.L.D. recently being closed, so Nick Fury Jr., the black one, was, like, getting them recruited for, like, a side project or whatever.
There's more than one Nick Fury Jr.'s?
No, there's no. There's Nick Fury Sr., the white one, and then there's Nick Fury Jr., who looks like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just meant because they don't usually use senior and junior in their names. People just think that it's a retcon. They're not. They're father and son, actually. The white one's on the moon right now. He's been up there for a while.
Since Original Sin, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. That's such a good fucking book.
A Jason Aaron classic.
Yeah. So Junior is trying to fix S.H.I.E.L.D. and he's doing his clandestine, I'm going to recruit you for a mission but not tell you all the details type shit. And he's like, I'm cleaning up my daddy's messes and blah, blah, blah. The plot's fine. It's just really haphazard. Especially by the ending, there's a couple of chapters, or I guess one issue, that was like Misty and Colleen get basically kidnapped and brainwashed. So they're in like a repeating loop of history. They're in like a storage container or whatever, but like they're repeating like the same day on a cruise ship, which was pretty cool because it was unsettling and weird. So there's characters we recognize. We're like, that's normally a supervillain. Why is he playing tennis? Like, there's weird shit like that that's cool, but it doesn't... By the time you figure out what the fuck is going on by the end of the issue, it just doesn't connect well with the ongoing plot for me. I just didn't love that. It's making connections that I don't understand because I'm not super versed in these characters' history or Luke Cage and Iron Fist's history. I like them. I'm somewhat familiar, but I'm not familiar enough to understand like a deep cut. And I just didn't love that because it felt like the book was unsatisfying by the time I finished it, and the art wasn't very good. The two artists have different styles that don't blend very well together. They do action scenes. Both of them do action scenes very well. They're very like panel layout, sequential, good shit. It's hard to put a thumb on what I'm exactly saying. Action scenes. When you use swords, action scenes get confusing, you know?
True.
And I think that those were all handled pretty well, but the proportions were weird, the faces were weird on both of them, and the art, it felt cheap. Which is weird to say for a comic because...
It was the digital imprint before it even came to print.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like this would have been much better to read on a phone, and not just because like it was formatted for one. Like, the panel layout is a normal panel layout, but if you're... I don't know. It is kind of hard to put a thumb on, but it really does kind of feel like a very low effort book, and I don't have that vibe for pretty much any of the other ones of these. So
weird.
Disappointing. I bought it for $5, used from Stairway to Heaven Comics.
Wow.
So it was worth the read for me, but I don't plan on revisiting it.
I promise, I did not write this as a joke. This is in the actual news, not to get political. But cheese, am I right?
What about cheese?
NBCnews.com. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, God.
says he, quote, won't take sides, end quote, on what happened on 9/11.
This is the guy who admitted that a worm ate part of his brain.
What?
And also last week just...
Listen. Just go to the 9/11 jokes, okay? They're funnier.
It's true. God. It's the last Freedom Week we're getting, bro. We're cooked. Dime Comic Bros will not succeed past a 5th season. We're fucked.
Imagine when we become Russian propaganda. Ugh.
Dude, I'd love to be paid by the Russian government. Wouldn't that be
Happy Hour will be supplied by the Russian government vodka.
So much vodka.
Because we'll be on food stamps. While we're still free, our patrons, Caitlin and Jeff Lorenz, give us their hard-earned money.
So we don't have to buy vodka.
Government-supplied vodka.
True.
They went over to patreon.com/dimecomicbros network and subscribed under one of the 4 tiers that they found there. They get all kinds of bonuses to their memberships, including access to Dime Comic Bros Happy Hour, which is a show that we record after almost every single episode, but not every single episode, just almost every single episode.
It's like an 85% success rate.
Yeah, 85 to 90. Yeah,
It's where I talk about Bible Man.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's where I talk about the Jetpack Booze Cruise because I went on it and none of you other losers did, including Caitlin and Jeff Lawrence.
Bro's mad.
Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire hosts a booze cruise almost every single year for the last 3 years, and it might not happen again. And well, that's what the website said, and it's kind of what Rich said.
Why though?
I don't know.
Is Ralph's infinite money supply getting low or something? Is he finally outside of his midlife crisis?
Maybe.
I doubt it.
Maybe Kyle is being a big old bully and telling him he's not allowed booze cruise money anymore.
Maybe.
Kyle is telling Ralph he doesn't get his booze cruise allowance. He needs to work harder. Jetpack Comics is a cool place and you should go there and support local business instead of paying Amazon Man to build his penis-looking spaceships and going into space and not actually dying there.
True.
Next week,
on this show, we support pee breaks during work. Because we take a lot of them during this show.
I have been a very good boy, and I did not take any of my pee breaks during this show, and it's been almost 2 hours. I've been a very good boy.
Do you want a gold sticker for that?
I want to go pee!
Tune in next week. Colin will be here, and we're going to be talking about Daredevil Yellow.
Yep.
And it's also the second episode of Season 5. This is the first episode of Season 5.
Holy shit.
Now that I remembered.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Happy 5th season, everybody.
Woo!
We should have done cool things for...
We should have gotten a life.
The kickoff of our 5th season, but no, we sat here for 2 hours talking about comic news.
But Hellboy! And Moonkanite.
I wanted a cup.
You can come whenever
I wanted a cup with a P. I wanted a pee cup. I see you pee.
I'm telling you, when you leave, I'm going to put a cam in your house so when you come back, I can just watch you freak out all the time. Because it is like the funniest shit I ever get to see.